believe it is.
This is a clicker. Yeah. Hello, and we're going to present this case study, as was told. And first, thank you to the Sarah and the organizers for having the stamina to put up the conference and also allowing us to present this material. And we hope it can be a little taste of what is also going on in Denmark, what we might contribute to the wider field of psychedelic research. And the article and the study has really come about because I have been talking a lot with Mathias Ebbesen Jensen, who is doing a psilocybin study on alcohol use disorder in the National Hospital. And so we, in the context of our interdisciplinary network, we have been talking a lot. And I have, of course, been very interested in his research. But he has also shown great interest in my experiences as an integration therapist, because, of course, as an integration therapist, we have all kinds of different people coming, different problems, using different psychedelic substances in ceremonies, underground therapy by themselves. So we get to, and also people come maybe for longer stretches, maybe for a year or so, so we get to follow the whole process for a longer time, and we see lots of different processes with different substances. And then also, as it was mentioned, I have this Jungian background, so I have been talking to Mathias about how you can see the interplay between what the dreams people have and what themes and images arise in psychedelic experiences. And the way we have made the case study is Peter has kindly allowed us to use his dreams and his psychedelic sessions from his notes and also from the integration therapy with me. And thank you for that, Peter. And we have teamed up with this Danish artist and cartoonist Lars Kramshøj to have these nice illustrations made. And I hope these illustrations will really make it more intuitive and easier to understand some of the themes. So the idea here is, of course, we cannot help with any data for the improvement of psychedelics. A lot of other great researchers are doing that. But as it has been mentioned, we also need to train a lot of therapists. So we both need more data, but we also need a deeper understanding of the phenomenology of the psychedelic experience and the inner magic or inner logic of the psychedelic therapy. So I could talk a lot about our article and how we consider dreams also or REM sleep to be a natural psychedelic state where consciousness is moving more freely, material is coming up, what we could call the deep imagination and the inner healing intelligence is also at work in dreams. And this is what we hope to show, how we can get some understanding of what that the inner healing intelligence is a real thing, and really how it operates. And I have also been to the MAPS training with some of my colleagues in New York here, so you will see there's also some inspiration from that, and a wish to contribute to the understanding of what this inner healing intelligence actually is. And this is why the article will get the title, Dreams, Psychedelic Therapy and the Inner Healing Intelligence. So I will skip most of the theoretical stuff, and I go straight to the dreams and the psychedelic sessions, because we also want to do a little psychedelic storytelling here, so you get some sense of the experiences Peter have had. And we also have a poster out here where his whole therapy, all his dreams and psychedelic sessions has been illustrated, so you're very welcome to come and talk with Peter and me out there, and then you can get sort of the whole story. You get a small introduction here. So the first dream that Peter brought was this dream. It's his initial dream, as we say in Jungian therapy. That is a dream that really shows how the client feels about entering into therapy. And the scene is that he's in a kind of room. He's confronted with these two guys that look really rich. They are well-dressed. They are maybe like boss-like alpha male types. And the dream ego, or Peter, is feeling inferior, exposed, shameful, and there's a big contrast maybe between who he wished to become and how he feels when entering into therapy. And probably it also reflects how it is to enter therapy. When you are a client, you can feel exposed, you have to face all kinds of things. So what is happening is he's confronted with these two men, and he thinks in the dream that, oh, they are really rich. They should give me some of their money. But instead what happens is that the assistant or secretary of one of the bosses comes in and he whispers into the ear of the boss, you have cancer, you're going to die. So this makes Peter think, okay, that's actually good because now we are more even and maybe I can inherit some of his money. But this is probably reflect the wish of the normal conscious ego. I want to have more self-confidence, feel more successful, something like that. But what happens instead is not what he wants, but what he needs, one might say. Because the boss say, no, I will donate all of my money to a healing garden for neglected children. So now there's a scene where Peter in his dream sees this healing garden for neglected children. And in the middle there's a square with a white fence, and on the white fence there's a golden snake surrounding this area that feels almost like a sacred area. And in the middle there's the ground is prepared for the growth of beautiful flowers and vegetables. So here the healing process is really initiated in the initial dream. We see sort of the healing process is already prepared as the ground is prepared here. And you could say this is really, if you wonder what an archetype is, really look up on Google, healing snakes in different cultures. They have them in South America, they have them in India, they have them in Greece. In Greece, we have both the god of healing and medicine, Asclepius, and Apollo, the god of dreams, artistic inspiration, and visionary experiences. And as you can see, they both had this spirit animal, the snake, the healing snake. It is the daimon of the pharmacon, the spirit animal of the holy psychoactive substances used in healing ceremonies. And this snake, of course, is it appears in Peter's dream, but of course it's also a quite famous snake. It's also used at the logo of the World Health Organization, for example. So I think it's quite kind of beautiful that we see in a lot of ayahuasca images you have all these snakes, but we also have them in our own culture. And here we can see that in our own roots of our own culture, medicine, healing, and visionary experience are actually connected, and they are connected through this symbol of the healing snake, which is one of the ways that you can say the inner healing intelligence can appear in dreams or in psychedelic sessions. And in his first psilocybin session, Peter's first psilocybin session, he experienced going into his own chest, experienced his own body from within, and he experienced his own chest as like a power station. And in the middle of the power station, there's a generator, and in the middle of the generator, his own heart is in the middle of the generator. And the whole room is sort of shining with golden metal plates, so it has the same golden color as the golden healing snake. And there are all these small men going around monitoring the heart. How is it doing? And they're kind of worried. And this makes Peter realize that maybe he's not being taking so good care of his own heart, both in a physical sense with his lifestyle, but also in an emotional sense or psychological sense with his relations. And this themes of the magical little helpers is also a way that the inner healing intelligence can appear, just like the snake. And some of the examples we can have from pop culture is I also have Björk here, because she has this very beautiful song, All Neon-like, where there are these luminous beams that comes like magical fireflies and gets into the heart and heals the heart from within. And she sings, they will assist us because we are asking for help. And then the heart is fed by a magical light. So there's a swarm, like a kind of a swarm intelligence coming to doing the healing. And this is a phenomena Jung called, sometimes he called them the little people, because you see that they appear in dreams and visionary states as these almost like ant-like swarm intelligence that come to do some magical healing. And for fun, I also included one of my childhood shows, the Fraggle Rock show, and you know there are these the doozers, this ant-like small thing doing their thing, and there's this flower power Fraggle in the background who really likes the do's, and I say, oh, they're doing really important work, your other Fraggles shouldn't destroy their work and eat it all. We have to respect them, and I think she's quite right about that. They are very important allies also in therapy and healing. And in the last part of his psilocybin session, he has another powerful vision. He has this kind of meeting with a figure he calls the mother of mothers. And in this part, Peter experienced himself as a child. Again, the theme of the neglected children, his own emotional neglect in his childhood. And she comes to say, she says to him that you have to acknowledge how you feel. There's sorrow, but behind the sorrow, there's also love. And so Peter feels this sorrow about maybe his childhood experiences and the fact that eventually we're going to die. So there's this almost mourning kind of scene where they go into the sunset, and this mother of mothers is holding the neglected children in her hands. And again, this is also an archetypical image of the inner healing intelligence as this divine mother energy. You have the Kuan Yin in China. We have Mother Mary here, and you might think of also the Beatles song "Let It Be." When I find myself in trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be, right? You know the song. And Paul McCartney actually had this. He wrote this song after a dream when Beatles were breaking up. So there's also a fun story. A very similar experience of this all-embracing, healing, motherly energy coming in a dream. And it is basically the same thing that she says to Peter, yeah, there's sorrow, eventually we are going to die, accept it, let it be. And in the integration session we did, Peter had this almost magical afterglow of the psychedelic session. He felt really good for a week or so. And I had him sort of investigate this kind of, radiant energy that he felt. And he did this drawing. And what you can see on the drawing is that he drew his body as shining with golden color, like the golden snake and the golden healing chamber. And he's really tuned in and turned on and feel real connected to the world. But at the same time, there's a sort of a pink atmosphere that is more like the sunset and the mother energy, which makes him really soft, patient, accepting. So this is some of the ways that this newfound state of consciousness appears to him, and the inspiration here is really embodying this new state, so there will be a different way of responding to the social world. That was really what we were working with, and all of these words are sort of, in Danish it's warmth, softness, friendliness, patience, stuff like that. This is some of the qualities. And as you can see in at the poster out there, there's lots of themes going on in parallel, and this theme about the neglected childlike parts and the mother archetype, they are coming again and again. He has dreams where he's isolated. There's again this kind of man who talks with all the women and are really successful, and he's in the corner, and they're all people having good food, but he's not allowed to have good food. In this picture in the corner, he has an experience in the middle of the night of waking up, and there's a small shadow-like, childlike figure lying in the bed with him, sort of the neglected childhood part lying there, and he feels like he's have turned his back to this childhood part as an adult. And in the healing, these themes shift, so he gets dreams of being in a lush garden. There's a beautiful woman serving him delicious food. There's a horn of plenty on the table. And in the final dream of the study, he's like an airport security guard, and there's this control point, and there's all these unruly children, and they have to go through the control point in the right way. That is his job to maintain security. So in this dream, the dream ego is sort of like a manager, as you would say in IFS, internal family system. But luckily, there's again a motherly teacher who are by her sheer presence, she can make the children behave and go through the gate in the right way, and it ends with the manager or the security guard and the mother having this intimate contact and getting a new understanding. And the last thing I want to show you is what happened after his first MDMA session. Because you could say in the psilocybin session we had all of these very archetypical images, which is very typical of high-dose psilocybin sessions. But in the MDMA session, he experienced that there were not a lot of images, but all the kind of inauthentic layers were really peeled off, and he really get to feel how he really was, how he felt, and he felt this shame reduction, right? So in the first dream after the MDMA session, you can see in the first dream he came with, he's feeling naked, shameful, he's standing like that. The first picture is a traditional picture of Adam and Eve after shame have entered the world. But after the first MDMA session, he has this dream of coming out of the shower. His deceased, his mother, who's actually dead, confronts him in the dream. And there's a kind of a funny scene because she looks at him and says, "Wow, that's a big and beautiful penis you have there." And Peter says, "Yeah, it actually is." And this of course relates to you could say a traditional Freudian kind of theme of having a dominating mother that maybe been shaming him as a boy, and which has been leading to a kind of sexual shame or feeling something is wrong with him. But here he really feels, I'm okay as I am. I feel confident. But in the dream, his daughter is also there in the background, and she's feeling a little embarrassed about this. So, okay, he puts on the trousers, right? So here you see that in the dream, the psyche is really regulating how much can we turn down shame to have a more well-balanced relationship to his social world. And I think it's funny that MDMA was called Adam in the early years, because when you take Adam, you don't really lead the leaf of shame. You can just show the world who you really are, right? So, okay, I think we have 8 minutes or so for Q&A. One last point I will make is that you can see that before the psilocybin sessions, the dream with the golden snake, it really anticipates what is going to happen in the psychedelic session. So actually the deep imagination and inhaling intelligence is already at work before the psychedelic session. So by using dreams, we can actually tap in to what you could call the deep set, not only asking people, how do you feel, are you in a good mood, or anything happened, but what is really going on? What are the themes that need to be processed? And with the MDMA, the dream after the MDMA session, you can see he had an MDMA session. It's known for reducing shame, and immediately the dream responds with a dream about shame and renegotiating his relationships to shame. So the dreams can be used in preparation to see what is really the set, what is the deep constellation of complexes at work here. And it can also be used to check in integration to see how did the psychedelic session actually affect the inner process. I think there's that, and we've been so lucky that Peter's here, and the organizer have been kind to invite him also. So let's have a Q&A and some comments or questions, and Peter will be happy to answer whatever questions you might have about his experience, about whatever you wish to ask, right? So do we have the microphone going around? Yeah, there's one.
Hi, thank you. My name is Elsa. I'm a street nurse, but I service mostly people with schizophrenia. And I'm interested, have you noticed themes kind of with psychosis and psychedelic-induced treatments?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I had a lot of clients also who had psychosis, and what you normally see that their dreams are more like fairy tale-like in the beginning. So they are sort of the dreams often start a long time ago in a fairy tale world or in a galaxy far away. This happened. And then when they get closer and closer to the real trauma or the material, the dreams come closer and closer to their actual relations. So they're sort of, they have left the real world and into like another dimension where they can process some of these themes, but in a sense that is kind of removed from the actual circumstances, right? Yeah.
Peter, thank you for being here today. Oh, it's me.
Yeah.
And thank you for being so brave as to laying all these dreams out for all of us to see. Can you tell us a little bit of how this has been the experience for you? How this whole process and the preparation and the integration therapy, what it has done for you in your process?
Yeah, it has done a lot. When I started, I was in a very depressed kind of state. I was living alone. My girlfriend and I had split up. Yeah, I had read about this MDMA and psilocybin, and I thought I would give it a try. And actually the first session was psilocybin, and it was kind of a tough experience. As you could see at the picture, I had this vision of my heart, and I could see this golden metal plates that were broken, and it was showing me that which states I actually was in, and it was not really a nice experience, but at the same time it showed me what I needed to see, and after the session I had this, as Anders told, a really relaxed feeling in my body, and it was, even if the experience was a little bit hard to face, it was also like there was this voice saying that here is who you are, you have to take care of yourself, you have to look at this and realize that this is the state you are in, and I had, after that I had in my body a really relaxed feeling. So this is for me, when I'm doing this psilocybin sessions, it's like it's a game of truth where I see what I need to see, and where MDMA is more like a warm-hearted experience. And I've tried to mix both, so I have taken psilocybin and MDMA at the same time, and it works very good. But yeah, I can tell a story. I tried actually to take a session, psilocybin, at my own, just to get a little away from everything and just having a nice time, a couple of hours, and then it started very good, and after some time there was this voice again saying, "Hey Peter, please don't come here just to relax and have a little fluffy nice time. This is a place for truth and not for just get away from yourself. So okay. Please respect that. Go out and do your shit, and do not come here with that wanting kind of attitude. Breathe a little piglet." So wow. Yeah, so it's for me it's very it tells me something, and I have to respect it, and I have to go out in the world, integration work, and actually do the things that I have been told that is true. That is, yeah.
Very nice. I actually haven't heard that story, but great. There's a few more questions.
Thank you very much. My name is Tina Horsted, and I'm a pain physician in Copenhagen. And thank you, Peter and Anders, for a very interesting presentation, and Peter, for you to be here today. You share a lot of common with my chronic pain patient, and that's one big theme is depression and the feeling of shame. I don't work yet with the psychedelics. I use cannabis. But for your session and process in this, how long do you think you need to be in therapy using psilocybin or MDMA? And which one do you think, if you can choose, have given you the most meaningful insight in your situation?
Yeah, actually I've been on this journey for 2 years, and I think I could stop now, actually, because I have got so much information that it's, and I don't feel that I have integrated it yet. So this knowledge is so huge, so it takes time to transfer it into yourself and to live by it. But it's so interesting that I just continue anyway.
You will see what kind of response you will get to that from inside.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can negotiate it with her.
But MDMA versus psilocybin, I don't know, because I think that it's very good to mix it, actually, because it can do different things. It has both of them has its qualities, so I wouldn't do without any of them. Yeah.
Hello. Okay, so I have a question too. I'm over here. My name is Anders, and I'm an integration therapist and dream worker and a close colleague of Anders's, I should say as a disclaimer to start with. But my question is for you, Peter, because working with dreams, I'm very curious to hear from your perspective if you had a rich dream life before you started this therapy, or if the use of psychedelics enhanced the dream activity, and which part do you think the dream work played in this as a kind of supplement to the psychedelic process, or an enhancer, or how do you see that?
Yeah, I think I dream as much as I did before. It hasn't been more, but it's more like the dreams are a little bit more commenting on what's happening, and also commenting on the experience that I had during the psychedelic sessions. And what's been really interesting is that I can see the themes. I can see there's this food theme where in the beginning I was ashamed. I had a lot of dreams where I wanted to eat, but I felt like I was not really allowed to just go to the dining room and have food like the others. So I waited till all the people were gone, and I got up there and I just and then I can see the dreams have, with this theme, has changed slowly over time. So now I luckily have dreams where I actually can go up together with all the other guys and just take the food.
And this theme about food is very common with the emotional neglect. If you get sort of emotional in nourishment, you can very often see that as good food or bad food, or allowed to eat or not allowed to eat, or poisonous food. It's also kind of part of the mother archetype kind of images.
Yeah, and before I started therapy, I was a little bit skeptical about dreams, because I thought, well, dreams they're just, happening what you have experienced during the day. But I can really see now that it's not the case. They have something to tell. Yeah.
Hi. So thanks a lot for sharing the process. It's very personal and vulnerable, and very interesting to follow the process across time. And I was, you said like there's a lot of lessons to integrate that you're working on, and I'm curious, maybe it's asking too much or putting you a little bit on the spot, but can you synthesize all this journey into like a few bullet points that you're trying to integrate?
Good question. I think it's in general, it's something to do with that I have lived my life a little bit not being able to feel what I actually wanted. I've been living in relationships where I felt that I somewhat forgot myself and wasn't conscious about my own needs, and I had some bad experiences when I was a child, so I have spent a lot of energy not feeling what's inside, and that has resulted in I've been drinking way too much. I guess some kind of self-medication, and so the main journey for me has been to open up and to feel what's inside and to accept it. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Mark. I'm a psychiatrist from Berlin, and I was wondering if you could maybe tell us a little bit about how you both came together, like the context, how you found each other.
Yeah, when I started in therapy, I was quite sure that just talking wouldn't be enough. And I had read something about MDMA, and I thought if I'm going to find a therapist, I need to be sure that he can integrate if I start to some psychedelic sessions as well. And I just went to the internet and I just searched what was there, and then I saw another conference in Copenhagen where I saw Anders. He did a talk, and it was actually about psychedelic medicine. So I thought, this is the guy. Yeah.
So of course I have a lot of different clients coming for integration and some of them come for preparation before they go to a place to have a psychedelic experience, and some come afterwards. So and of course it's different. Some psychologists think that it's okay to do integration or to help people if they have had a difficult experience. You can sort of pick them up, and some of us also do the preparation. But some people think that then you sort of then you say it's okay to go out and seek out psychedelic therapy or something like that. But from a harm reduction perspective, really the best thing is that people come also before to get some knowledge and to be prepared if they choose to do it by their own behalf. So I'm glad when people come also before. And then we can make a sort of a bond, and we can check into the dreams, and we can see what is really going on, work with this non-pharmacological psychedelic therapy called dream work, and then they can choose to have the deeper dosing sessions elsewhere, right? Yeah. I think time is up.
Can I just ask a last question?
Okay.
We have time for one more question, yes.
One more question.
Jeg står her.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Anders. Thank you. I just wanted to ask you, I know it's maybe will be difficult in a few seconds, but can you elaborate just briefly on what you see in the differences between therapy you usually do with no psychedelics, and what are you gaining from this connection to your clients with psychedelics involved?
Yeah.
Just highlights. I'm sorry for asking this.
For me, the question?
Yes, it's for you.
Yeah. Well, because I work with dreams, I think it's very much the same process. But of course, but most of my clients, they come for like a longer span, and then you could say when they feel they are ready, and if they choose to do it, then they do a psychedelic session, and then you see the process is intensified, it's deepened, you're boosting the process. But the beautiful thing is that when we work with dreams, we are already in tune with the deep imagination and the inner healing intelligence. We know what's going on, but then when they do the psychedelic session, you accelerate the process quite a bit. And also sometimes if it's trauma, if it's really bodily stuff, these long sessions all day that you can really go into the emotions. You can also do that with trauma therapy without psychedelics, but these long sessions where you really get into the body and the nervous system, that's also very helpful, I think. Yeah, and Peter and I will be happy to show you the poster session with the whole thing, and you can come and talk with us, and if you have more questions or any special interest about it, because I think time is up and it's time for lunch maybe. Something like that.
It is, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.